What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with Mannequin. Cast levels of 24, so one level higher than my Archer. Have been looting level 24 castles quite a bit recently, though, because it's the only ones that seem that I can actually get some loot from. So let's start it up, see what he's got. Alright, so this is a room that I'm currently using in my castle as well. So let's see if I can actually do this. Okay, that's gonna hurt. I'm still really bad at using... Let's see if I can survive through this. I probably can't, but it's possible. I'm still really bad at using Spiral Shot or whatever it is. Whatever I have on 2, whatever that ability is called. I'm really bad at using it. Alright, I died. You can see I got myself in a really bad position by using that, and it happens once in a while. A lot of the times when I have to start over castles, which I'm going to do now because I don't have the gold to heal, when I have to restart castles, it's generally because I put myself in a bad position with that ability. I'm still not used to it. I didn't use it all the way through... Alright, that was a little bit better. Not amazing, but I should be able to get through this now.
Time for a tactical retreat.
I still sometimes use it as bear traps as well because I've just been playing for months with the same abilities, and I've had to recently switch it out because it's almost impossible to get through some castles without having this ability, so... So far this has been a pretty good castle though. There's a lot of sustained damage. Alright, well I'm not going to worry about killing those Zeeks now. So now that I'm looking at this, my proper play would have been previously to go into this area and fight everything over here. But, you know, hindsight is 20/20, so... I'm just going to let these guys follow me. I'm not going to worry too much about them.
This? It's only a scratch. That does the job.
Alright. And now I'll jump into here and wait for these Zeeks to kind of round this corner. Maybe the other one died to traps. It's very possible. Nope, there he is. Alright, so there we go. I'm actually having some trouble seeing these on the floor, which isn't normal for this castle. But these are the type of spike traps things that are really good. Well, again, that was kind of bad, but I managed to live through it. I need to get better at using that ability. I've been using it more, and I'll get better over the next couple of days. But I've only been using it for about 2 days, so... Alright, well I am going to make it through it this time. Not in a good amount of time, but nonetheless, made it through. I think this castle is pretty good, though. You should be seeing quite a few wins. Quite a few wins from this castle, I would think. It's pretty good. You have quite a good amount of like kill zone set up with fire traps, and then on at the same time you have a pretty good area with constant trap pressure. There's that one room that if you're noticing, if people are going into that room that I was talking about with your second pair of Zeeks that doesn't have any traps in it whatsoever, if people are going in there intending to fight everything in there and like kind of abusing your defense that way, because I'm assuming that would be the best way of actually going through your defense. If people are doing that, you should at least think about throwing in a couple ballista traps or something, just to put some pressure on the attacker. Like the spike trap area is really good, and people aren't going to be able to go back through that to backtrack out with the Zeeks. But if they go forward and find that zone where there's no traps whatsoever, it might make it a little bit easier on them. But either way, we're going to jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have Sareht. Castle level's 24 as well. So let's jump into it.
School's in session.
Alright, so far it's been empty. That looks like it's probably the way to go towards the boss room, so let's go up this way to make sure there's no mines up here. That looks like there are not, so I won't make it in time, for sure. I've probably wasted 20 seconds going through here, and like this is the thing that will make it so that defenders should almost always have the time advantage. You have to do a castle quite a bit faster than the person who validated it because of this. They know where all of their mines are. So if you want to get 3 stars, you have to explore pretty much everything. Just in the thought that there might be a mine there. Or you can skip it, and I mean, it's really kind of just, you know, the choice of the defender to put the mine there versus you checking to see if it is there, so. I feel like it's correct to probably always put at least 1 mine in those outlying areas, but then again, I mean, people are checking them more often now. So far this is pretty good with the amount of trap pressure you have. And again, I messed up that skill. I'm gonna use another potion and see if I can get into this like safe zone area right here. Looks like there's no trap pressure here, so I don't have to worry about it. Couple IMAXs coming up. These are both identical, so it really doesn't matter which way I go. So I guess we just kind of run in here. And I'm kind of lucky to get to there. This doesn't really have... Hold on, I'm going to try not to die because this is actually pretty hard. Alright, well, I don't know why I froze there. I don't know if I was silenced or if I just... was on cooldown or something, but I actually can't resurrect because I have no gold, which is really unfortunate. So I'll just jump back into it again. I should be able to make it through a little bit easier this time. I think you have to fight this entire group at the back of the castle. Seems like there's not enough mobs in the castle to really threaten me all that much. And I also know that I have to go straight. I don't have to worry about getting mines. I do have to worry about getting these mines, though it might be best for me to skip the mines altogether and then go back for them after I kill the mobs. I'm not sure which would be easier. Alright, well, I wish I had a little bit of gold. I have enough gold now that I can resurrect once, because I don't want to sit here and constantly keep trying over and over on castles. I'd rather do that, you know, on my own time. It's kind of boring to see me just do the same thing over and over. But a lot of these castles, what I'm seeing is like a lot of castles at like level 22 and 24. I have to do them a couple of times in order to get through them. I have a lot that I get through normally as well, like my first try. But some of the harder ones like this, I tend to have to try them a couple of times to see the best way of actually getting through them. And I probably will die again. Alright. Heal one more time. But this is going to be the end of the castle, so if I die again and I can't resurrect, I'll just stop. But yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking, is that you could come back here and you have a nice area where you can fight against these. Like, this is plenty enough area to fight against this. Especially if you have like 1 potion left over, you should be able to do it relatively easily. This Nottingham is the worst part about this, because he's, you know, pretty good at space control, and if you can't backpedal against Nottingham, he can deal a lot of damage to you. But once you get through that, it's pretty easy. So it's really just about racing to this part of the castle. And if you wanted to, you could probably skip the mines altogether, race to this, and then backpedal to get the mines again. I'm not sure if that would make too much time, though. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely a good castle. You'll have quite a few wins, I would say. The boss room, with all of the spike traps, it might be a waste to have that many spike traps in the boss room. In terms of like trap pressure in the boss room, I would much prefer having ballista traps, because you don't have to waste nearly as many points. But I like, you know, the earlier traps that you had with the trap pressure and everything. Pretty good. So we'll jump into the final castle in just a second. Alright, and lastly we have Sdather. Castle level's a 19. So this one should be quite a bit easier for me. I haven't really died to a castle under level 22 in a while. I think level 22 is where I started dying a lot, and I started kind of getting some ideas from other castles. With fire mine trap setups, and then at level 24 having the spike trap setups that you guys have just seen. Very similar ones to that have been kind of rampant at level 22 and level 24 respectively. So I currently have like a level 22 castle built, but I don't have the necessary upgrades because I just can't get resources. I don't know if you guys have any better ways of getting like golden life force, but right now I've just been so strangled on golden life force. Like I play a couple hours a day, and I just pretty much spend half of my time sitting there refreshing for castles, or you know, looking for people to attack that actually have a decent amount of golden life force and get 1 or 2 upgrades done a day, because it's just I can't, you know, find enough people. Everybody's shielded, and even when the ones that aren't shielded only have, you know, 1,000 of each resource or something, it's more worth it for me to attack NPC castles at that point. I don't know what they can do about it. I don't know if they could lower the shield times, or they could make NPC castles a little bit better at actually giving you a decent amount of resources. Alright, so this is going to be one of those all at the end type boss rooms with no trap pressure inside of the boss room. And at this point with the nerfs, I almost think that it's better for you to fight this stuff inside of the boss room.
I could do this all day.
I'm just trying to get to a point where I can actually hit all of the Zeeks without them all attacking me. Like, hit them all while they're still going to actually take damage, because, you know, I don't want them to get AoE defended as soon as I launch the volley. So right there, I could kill off all of the Zeeks with one volley. That's what I meant. Because the Robo Shieldatron was close enough to me, and the Defendatron was dead, or close enough to dead, where it wouldn't have mattered. And I've noticed that these castles have just gotten so much easier that they've kind of fallen off at level 22 and above. And I think they should still fall off. Like, I would say, start to look towards changing up your castle from not an all in the boss room type approach. Go for more of like trap pressure throughout your castle with like maybe 2 groups is the best thing you can do at this lower level. And then once you get up to level 22, you can do some more kill zone type things with springboard traps. I've seen a couple unique ones with springboard traps at level 22 because their delay is short enough where it's a lot harder for you to kite on them. Especially if on the entrance to the springboard trap, you put like a jelly wall on the bottom side. Like, if we look at this and I have to go this way towards this area, you'd have a jelly wall right on the end, springboard traps here, and then enough ballista traps on the outside to create so much pressure that I can't sit there and kite them back and forth like some people do. You know, they trigger it and then they step off, then they trigger the next and step off, trigger the next and step off, trigger the next and step off. If you can stop that from happening right at the very beginning, it's almost impossible. And then validating it, you know, you just have to keep trying until you can actually get through it. That just seems like the way to go at the moment, at least in terms of building defenses at like level 22 and 24. But that was number 3, so we're going to end the video here. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of Eurocast, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. There's also a spreadsheet that I throw everybody's name on, updated every couple of days to a week, so if your name doesn't pop up there immediately, you know, just wait for a couple of days. Currently, the level minimum that I'm doing is level 16, so make sure your castle is at least level 16, and if your castle is like over level 25 or so, I'll probably just push it to the end of the list until I start leveling up my hero, so that I can actually complete it, or at least come close to completing it, so I can take a look at everything that you're doing. But that's pretty much it, so thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.